Games Workshop have dropped their Christmas Day reveal, and this year it is Huron Blackheart, Master of the Red Corsairs. With a new model comes a need to compare the new model to the old one, and I am going to do that because I really liked the old model. Now, yes, it is a bit outdated, but I liked the fact that it looked like he was actually shooting the flamer out of his hand in a bit of a flurry. It was a bit kind of like whoosh, which I thought was absolutely fantastic and highlighted the really unique thing about Huron Blackheart, which is his kind of melter, flamer power claw that he has, especially after losing half of his body in an explosion that was meant to kill him. His little pet alien dog was also on a separate base, and this has now been incorporated onto the base of the main model. So how do I feel the new model stacks up against the old one? Well, for me, the new model is quite a good upscale of the original one. However, I feel that he doesn't stand out as a leader compared to other models that you may have in the Chaos Space Marine army. Apart from his tactical rock, there isn't really that much presence held by him. I love that all of the original elements are still there and have been improved or more detailed. However, I feel that the focus has been taken away from that power claw with the built-in weapon. The axe stands out a lot more now than what it did before, and I can kind of see why they've done this. It matches a lot of the artwork, but I feel that there is artwork out there for him, official Games Workshop artwork I must add, but I feel could have been used for the pose much better. His artwork does make him look more menacing than what the model does, so I feel it's a little bit of a letdown. I do like his face. The head on this model is very menacing, a bit crazed, and you expect him to be a bit crazed because he's had half his face blown off. I am usually someone who doesn't like too much over detail on a model, which can happen especially on HQ models that are supposed to be characters and stand out, but I feel this model is lacking. It's lacking that embellishment in some way. I can't really describe it, but it is lacking something. The armor, when you look at the details, is no different to a normal Space Marine, and I'm not sure if it's just we get too much of it now, but the pose is too much like other poses. The details are too much like some of the other models we've seen. You've got the shredded cloak with the fur line at the top over the shoulders. You've got a very similar pose of holding an axe or other weapon in the air and a leg up on a tactical rock. I feel this has been done too much, and actually the piece of artwork that I'll put on the screen now for me would have been a much better position to do him in. Rather than having a tactical rock, go with this kind of base and pose that is in this artwork. I think that would have looked much better. Overall, I do like the model. It is a pretty good reimagining or upscaling of the original model. I just feel it's lacking as a named character and a HQ choice. It lacks that gravitas that you would expect from such an iconic character, but I'm also not sure what I would want to be added to the model or taken away from the model in order to achieve that look, without going over the top and without taking away from what he is. I think a lot of it is going to come down to the paint job that people do for him, especially if they can add the flames and the glow coming onto him from that power claw. I think that will make a huge difference. So it may just be that the paint job isn't up to scratch. And when I say not up to scratch, I mean nowadays a lot of the pro painters can do some amazing stuff with original source lighting, and that I think would make a massive difference to this model. It's not something Games Workshop tend to use in their models from the heavy metal team, and I can understand why, because it's quite a specialist skill and it's not really something you need for tabletop level gaming. But I do think in this case that is kind of going to make the model. But to sum it up, the model is fine. I think it is a good update on the old one. The pose for me is a bit generic compared to all the other HQs and named characters we've had. They're all getting a bit samey, unfortunately. I think something different taken from one of the pieces of artwork that are around for him would have been much better. And I don't know what I would do to change the model. I just feel it's a bit bland for such an important named character. But equally, I wouldn't want the model to be too busy. As an update to the original model, I think they've achieved that. They've updated the model, but I don't think they've achieved that gravitas and impact that I would expect from the master of the Red Corsairs. But hopefully we'll be getting some other models, and maybe once we see him in amongst other Red Corsairs and other units, he will fit in and he will look really good. But let me know in the comments down below what you think of the model. Has it met your expectations? Is it as impactful as you would like? Do you agree with me that it's a good update, but it's just missing that X factor, that little something special? And do you think that maybe it's the paint job? Do you think that once the community gets their hands on the model, we'll see some amazing paint jobs, and that will correct all the things that are kind of missing from the model and the sculpting perspective? Drop those down below, and I'll catch you all in the next video.